Strap yourselves in, because it's time for Jim, Jefferies and Friends. Starring Felicity Ward, American superstar Forrest Shaw, Fatty Kassab, and Eleanor Gabriel. Now, please welcome Jim Jefferies.
Hello, everyone. Oh, thank you. Very nice of you all. We've got a very good show, very diverse show. I want to tell everybody, everyone's welcome at these gigs. I support everyone in the LGBTQA community. You're all welcome here. I have decided the plus can go fuck themselves. If you didn't make it in that initial grouping of letters, I can't. You've had long enough now. You're fucking weird, plus. You're weird, like plus. Stay away from my kids, plus. I tell you why I can't support the plus, because it's just not enough information. I need more information before I put my support in. You know what I mean? Like if you were doing a job interview and someone went to you, I'm just reading your application here. It says that you were incarcerated. What was that for? Tax evasion plus. So, but you were in prison for 20 years. That would be the plus. You don't have kids working here, do you? That'll never make it on. You see, this is a Channel 7 TV show. Half this shit won't make it on. You got to give it up to 7. I did good on the game show, so they said, "You want to do something?" I said, "I want to do a stand-up show and bring all my friends on and get some people." And they went, "All right." I was just on the call like this. "You fucking serious?" And I said, "I'm going to be saying a lot." And they go, "Well, put it on after 9:30. Did you? Yeah, I'll put it on 7 plus. Very good. 7 plus. And then when I say I support everyone in the LGBTQA community, the support's a big word, isn't it? I can hardly support myself emotionally. I wish everyone well, but support takes time, and I haven't got the time. And when I say, do I support everybody? You know what the A is? The LGBTQA, the A is just been added. Does anyone know what the A is?
Acknowledgement.
That's not bad. Acknowledgement would be a good thing, because that's what everyone seems to need all the fucking time now. No, it stands for asexuals. Asexuals. These are people who have no interest in fucking. They've never fucked, they don't think about fucking, they haven't fucked in the past, and they're not going to fuck in the future. And they need our support. Like, I'm an Australian who grew up near the beach. I've never surfed. I don't envision myself ever surfing. I don't look at people surfing and I envy them. I don't want to surf ever in my entire life. Can I have your support? Like that, you don't want to fuck. Congratulations, eh? You're fucking nailing it. Like that's the utopia we all want to get to. Like, when have they been persecuted against? Not even in a movie. Not even in a fucking movie have I seen someone go, "I hear there's a guy in the park who doesn't want to fuck anything. Let's get him." Like, you don't want to fuck. What a privilege. Like, you're being persecuted. Do you know how many friends I have fucking lost? How many job fucking opportunities I've ruined? How much child support I pay? How many houses I have given away because of this fucking thing? And you're enjoying your hobbies and getting promoted at work? Go fuck yourself, eh? But they won't.
One weekend.
What's that?
One weekend.
Oh, man, you ruined the flow of the room. One weekend. Ah, shit, man. It was all going so well. This is recorded, man. That's forever. Your whole life, that'll never go away. You said, one weekend. Now that'll be on film. And this, because I'm talking to you for a bit longer than you thought I would, this is going to become what they call a core memory. This will never leave you. It'll always be with you. I don't know you, but if this gets on TV, that's the most your voice will ever be heard in your entire life. And you chose one weekend. And then the joke didn't land, and I said, what? I heard you the first time, and you were dumb enough to say it again. You went, one weekend, because I don't know a lot about comedy, but it feels like if they don't laugh the first time, just repeat it. Maybe you can wear the audience down. You'll have good days and bad. But this will always be with you. You'll be at your wedding day, one of those blokes next to you will be your best man, and you'll be, after this, don't tell everyone about the thing. No, I won't tell everyone. And then you'll be, do you take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife? And your mate will go, one weekend. And then you won't be able to see that anymore. That friendship's over. You can't see him anymore because your wife will be like, he ruined the bloody wedding with his comments. He couldn't keep it to himself, and he'll be off with his mates going, worth it. Then you'll be on your deathbed. You'll be on your deathbed. And your kids will be at the end of the bed. You've got lung cancer. You never smoked. Life's not fair. And you think to yourself, I reached a pretty good life. I reached middle management at Chemist Warehouse. And I have my loving family here, and your son and your daughter are there. You've always liked her, but he's been a disappointment, hasn't he? And you're just about to pass away, and your daughter leans over and whispers something in your son's ear, and it might be something nice, a memory of when you took him to the beach or Disneyland or something like that. But he laughs, and then you think to yourself, oh, maybe he said one weekend. And then you'll pass away thinking of me.
Tight. There's more of Jim Jefferies and Friends after the break. Forrest Shaw, Eleanor Gabriel, Fatty Kassab, and Felicity Ward.
I do not think straight men under the age of 25 should be allowed to finger women. Spend more time on the outside than you do on the inside. I don't know if you've ever been to the symphony before, but what is it? All the way through, strings. Strings, strings, strings. Every now and again, timpani. Every now and again.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next comic is about to star in literally my favourite TV show, the Australian version of The Office. She is the star. Please welcome Felicity Ward!
Hello, motherfuckers! Hi, how you going? You good? Yes, good. It is lovely to be here. I had a kid not long ago. I put on 17 kilos. I went from a size 4 to a size 14. I went from an extra, extra small to an extra large. And I'm going to be honest with you, I absolutely fucking love it. I love it. You know why? I've been cold since 1997. Do you know what a privilege it is to sweat in winter? I fucking love it. And I don't know what to call myself. I'm not skinny. I'm not fat. I think I'm of a weight now where I could realistically... What's that?
You're fine, you're a woman.
What number wine do you reckon you're up to at the moment? 5? Yeah. You're fine. You're fucking... Okay, let me tell you about this lady here. I don't know her, but I know her. You know what I mean? If anyone goes to the toilet after the show, she will be lurking in there and a woman will just be washing her hands, any woman in here, and she'll just come out of the darkness and just go, I fucking love your dress. This is the weight that I am now. I am of a weight where I could realistically be cast in a movie as a bus driver. You know what I mean? Like, if you saw me, size 4, driving a bus in a film, you just go, fucking actors. If you saw me now driving a bus in a film, you go, yeah. Yeah, I reckon she's got a heavy vehicle licence, yeah. I reckon she could reverse that. One arm, big circle, little ciggy. Come on! This is very emotional for me to talk about. I got too fat for my leggings, and you just think they're the one piece of clothing that'll never betray you. You know what I mean? Like, leggings is what you wear when you're getting fat. It's the last bastion of weight gain. Well, probably the scarf is the last bastion of weight gain. If I get too fat for a scarf, you can probably have a chat to me at that point, you know? The second time actually wasn't sad. It was just a surprise. I was on my laptop, on my couch, working away, and then the screen just started to glitch. I'm like, oh no, it's a virus. I'm going to have to take it to the shop. It wasn't a virus. It was just my gut resting on the touchpad of my MacBook Air. But let me tell you now, little silver lining now, read an article. Little Bicky, cup of tea, read an article, no hands. Lovely stuff. Oh, missed a bit. Back up she goes. You've been lovely, and I'd like to finish with a 7-minute routine on fingering. So, it's a family show. I can't believe they're going to put this on air. I'm so excited. So, I did this gig at the end of last year, right? And in the front row was one group of 20 18-year-old boys. Yuck! And I'm joking. I love men. A little bit too much. I'm a predator. And I wasn't vaccinated as a child. One of those things is true. Anyway, I had a whooping cough when I was 4. Mum really showed the government, didn't she? Anyway, this isn't about her. Isn't it? Why else would I be doing stand-up comedy? I'm joking. It was Dad. So I'm doing this gig. 20 18-year-olds in the front row, right? And there's a boy over here. He's wearing a pink shirt. The host is having a bit of a go at him. It's all very nice. Everyone's having a good time. I came out and pretended to be very faux offended. And I came out and I went, you know what, mate? If you want to wear a pink shirt, you wear a pink shirt. Toxic masculinity is bullshit. You probably drink rosé and finger women at the weekend as a feminist act. Now, if I had my time again, I would not say fingering. I would say cunnilingus. Because no woman would choose fingering over cunnilingus from a man. And what you're hearing is a lot of heterosexual women laughing and relating to what I'm saying. And what you're not hearing is the deafening silence of straight men going, what did you say? And these next 6 minutes are for you. So I said, you probably finger... Someone's clapping already. Tell them to make it better. Don't put me through another night of that. I'm coming for you. That sounded threatening. It is. So I said, He says, you probably finger women at the weekend as a feminist act. I say that, the entire front row turn and look at another boy in the group. All of them turn. They all look at this boy, they're laughing, they're pointing, they're elbowing each other, they're whispering, and I'm like, what's going on over here? And I said, what's your name, mate? And he said, Fingering Pat. Now, I said, Pat, are you very bad at fingering? Are you notoriously bad at fingering? And he said the saddest thing I have ever heard in my career from an audience member. Remember, he's only 18 years old. And I said, are you notoriously bad at fingering? And he said, if the rumours are true, do you know how bad at fingering you need to be at age 18? That not just the recipient knows, but 19 of your closest friends? And I said, do you know what, mate? I'm not even going to do jokes tonight. I'm just going to give you tips. He said, please. He said, please. And this is the only sexist ideal I live by. I do not think straight men under the age of 25 should be allowed to finger women. I'm sorry. Look, learn, educate yourself by all means, but you cannot go inside until you're 25 years old. So these are the tips that I gave him that night. I'm going to pass them on to you. I hope they are helpful. Tip number 1. Feel that tension. Can you feel that tension? There's so many men in the room going, please don't say my signature move. Please don't say my signature move. That woman over there, save me! Help! I'm coming, babe, I'm coming. As you haven't been. I assume. Number 1, very important, going in and out as hard and as fast as you can is enjoyable. To no one. Stop doing this. What are you doing this for? Why are you trying to go so far in? Why are you trying to get to the elbow? If you're touching the back, you've gone too far. That's a cervix, that's for a doctor. It's not for you, leave it alone, yeah? Number 2, spend more time on the outside than you do on the inside, yeah? Going into, yes! White wine's back in the house. Yes! Sing it, sister! Going inside is a sometimes food, yeah? I don't know if you've ever been to the symphony before, but what is it? All the way through, strings. Strings, every now and again, timpani. Every now and again. If you went to the orchestra and it was just timpani, you'd get up, you'd walk out, you'd ask for your money back. Number 3, use your mouth. The hand and the mouth, they're a great team. They work together, they cover each other's mistakes. The hand and the mouth is the feel-good movie of the year. It's Batman and Robin, it's Bonnie and Clyde, it's Wallace and Gromit. And if you feel nervous about going down on a woman, pop a mint, yeah? You get fresh breath, she gets an Arctic surprise. Number 4, personal taste. Stop using your thumb. You're mashing down there. You don't know what you're doing. It's got no new... You know what a thumb's for? It's for a lighter that you can't get stuck. Don't put that on the most sensitive part of my entire body. And while we're here, don't do it in the back either. Just because it can go in doesn't mean it has to. It's dry. It's a surprise. You know what fits perfectly into an electrical socket? A knife. But we don't do it because it's dangerous. It's a bad idea. The last tip is not a joke. It's just a public service announcement. There are 2 questions that will improve your sex life forever. The first one is, this is a wild question. The question is there anything else you would like me to do? Honestly, the safer you make a woman feel, the more likely they are to voluntarily degrade themselves. It's the key you didn't know you had. It was in your pocket the whole time. I may be giving too much of my own game away here. Number 2, this is a question, and the most important question, and no woman over the age of 35 ever got asked this as a teenager. And the question is, are you enjoying this? No woman over the age of 35 ever got asked that as a teenager, because if we had, we would have unanimously just said, no. Please stop, or I will tell 19 of my closest friends. You have been absolutely absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for having me. I've been Felicity Ward.
After the break, more Jim and his mates. Fatty Kassab, Eleanor Gabriel, and American superstar Forrest Shaw.
I'm on a bit of a health kick. Cut out hard drugs. That's it. That's the whole plan.
I've just noticed your mullet, sir. Your mullet, that's spectacular, that. And you got the tash and everything. Yeah, and I bet you're like 23 or something, but you look like you're 58. How old are you, sir?
24.
24. Look, I don't know what you do for a living, but I assume at around 10 a.m. every morning you drink a carton of milk and a vanilla slice. Am I right? Australia's the only nation in the world where men drink flavoured milk. Fucking got me Big M. What do you do, mate?
I'm a student.
Yeah, well, what do you study? I won't do the voice. What do you study, mate?
International relations.
International relations? With that haircut? I think that's banned in the UN, mate. Like, what are you talking about? International relationships? What do you come up and go, I talk to Asian people, and I fucking relate to them. What does that mean, international relations? What does that exactly mean?
I study a lot of politics and stuff like that.
Yeah, but what is that? Are you becoming a politician? Is that your dream?
Nah.
What's your dream? What's your dream? To get a woman's phone number? Now, what do you want to be, mate? What do you want to be?
I'll join the federal police.
You join the federal police? Yeah. And what does that mean? That means that you can be a policeman in any state, even this state. I'm very good, thank you. Even I didn't know where I was going until I got there. So you want to be a federal cop? My brother's a cop.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. I could put in a good word for you. But somehow I think he probably knows you from the other side. Ladies and gentlemen, you ready for your next comedian? This comic has toured with me all over the world. I even do a podcast with a man. He's one of my very best friends. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Forrest Shaw.
All right, thanks a lot, everybody. Appreciate it. The answer is yes. I do feel as bad as I look. I'm fat. I'm gonna stay fat. I'll tell you why. Women still sleep with me, so yeah. Until that stops, guess what? No jogging. Strict rule that I have. Cool. Only guys clapping at that. Awesome. I'm on a bit of a health kick. Cut out hard drugs. That's it. That's the whole plan. Boo. Yeah, boo is the correct answer. That is. I still want to do them. I still want to do the drugs, but I'm older. I'm heavier. I don't know if it's safe. I don't know. Like, how do you ask that question at a clinic? Hey doc, what's like a good, coke weight to be at? What do you think? Like, is this it? That is the main question we're here to answer today. So, no, I really don't care. I don't care about the weight. I'm older. If I'm being honest, there's like literally just one thing that sticks on my mind, being overweight. There's certain foods I won't eat in public because I feel like if people see me eat those foods, they'll judge me. I'm not saying this happens. This happens in my head, you know. But like, I'll eat a salad in a food court all day because, you know, people will walk by like, hey, one day at a time, buddy. We support you. We support you on your journey to freedom. I'll do that. But I don't know if you've ever seen that cheeseburger where they got rid of the normal buns and then put donuts on there for buns. That is what you call an indoor food. That is bring that back to the hotel. You know, I close the curtains. I get down to my underwear. I sit in front of a mirror so I'm not eating alone. You know, what's up, handsome? You got the same thing I did. What are the odds? Shame eat. No, my last girlfriend, she broke up with me. This is how she did it. She goes, I just want you to know that you were a good boyfriend. I was like, what? Are you about to write me a letter of recommendation right now? Because I want that on letterhead so I can show other women. And she goes, all right, smartass. You think you're funny? I'll give you some criticism. She goes, you know what you do? You mansplain. You're a mansplainer. That's what she told me, which I don't think is that bad. Maybe this crowd does. Does everybody know what mansplaining is? Or... All right, wait. Do all the women know what mansplaining is? Because I'm not explaining it to you. Ask another woman. If you're a man, do not explain it. You know what it is?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not talking to you. I'm going to explain it to you, just in case there's any other idiot men here that don't know what it is. All right? It's when, like, a man explains something to a woman, it's usually, like, in a condescending or demeaning manner, something that she probably already knows.
We call it a mansplainer.
Thanks for interrupting my set with that. You don't think me saying mansplaining versus mansplainer, people weren't getting it? By the way, thank you for women-splaining to me what the fuck mansplaining is. Holy shit. I'll just put this out. Do men mansplain to women? Sure, yeah, you can say it. Do women dislike this? Yes. Obviously, yeah. Now, do women do this to men? Well, I think we know that happens, right? Yeah. Is there a term for it? Never in my life have I heard a man say, right now you're like women-splaining to me. I don't know if that makes me feel, but it happens. Every man in here at some point's been handed a baby and a woman's like, I don't know if you know this, but the way you want to hold it, it's like you support it underneath. And then we're just like, oh, are you sure? Because I was going to grab it by the top of the head. It's so soft and get a good grip and just check out this baby. Look how cute this baby is, everybody. How do I hand it back to you? Do I fling it around by the arm or do I kick it? I'm an idiot. That's women's planning. Here's one more. All right? Periods. Yeah. We're not idiots, all right? You don't have to explain them to us. We know that you bleed out of your ass once a month. We know that. Yeah. I'd be pissed too. Seems very painful. I shoved the tampon up there the other day out of solidarity. I'm an ally. Just want to put that out there. All right, thank you guys very much for coming out. That was really awesome, and I didn't do that on purpose, but a woman decided to womansplain the mansplaining joke to me, so that was pretty awesome, but no, great experience. It was really fun. So happy to be here. Thank you, Jim.
Coming up, Eleanor Gabriel and Fatty Kassar.
If an Arab guy does something bad, it's terrorism. If a white guy does it, it's mental illness. Terrorism is like sunscreen. It's applied differently based on skin color.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I worked with this guy for the first time a couple of years ago. He came up and opened for me for one of the gigs, and I was so impressed. He was one of the first names that I said I had to have on this show. Can you please welcome Fatty Kassab?
Hello. My name is Fadi. I'm Lebanese. I just celebrated 23 years from leaving Lebanon, coming to Australia. It's like a big deal for me. And I had this memory when I first came. I said, where's a cheap area to live in Sydney? That's where I live. They said, go west. I said, how far? They said, just keep going west. You'll smell it. The cuisine, you racist, the cuisine. Look, I did everything the Australian way in the last 23 years. I got married here. I had kids here. I got divorced here. Pure Aussie experience. My God. I recently, by the way, I had a birthday recently. I'm in my 40s. And as soon as I did, it triggered an SMS from the medical center. I'm in my 40s, and that's like, there's a phase. You do tests and you do checkups. I didn't know that. Apparently, when I'm in my 50s, I'm gonna have to start sending shit in the mail. You're nodding? Yeah, I think older people would know. It's a government initiative for bowel cancer. They send you a kit, you shit in an envelope, and you send it back to the government. One copy for the government, one for my ex-wife. That's how it is. So I go to the doctor, and the doctor goes to me, you haven't done blood tests like 5 years? You haven't done blood tests? That's very important. You have to do blood tests. Second of all, like at your age, maybe we have to do something like a prostate exam. I said, could you stop wagging your fingers as you talk about prostate exam? You seem very trigger happy. And he goes, listen, by the way, just for your records, if you're gonna do a prostate exam, you can't have ejaculated for 24 hours. And I went, good luck. I came when we took my blood pressure. He goes, yeah, about that. The pad goes on your arm, not your neck. Yeah, so my ex-wife is German, by the way. Any Germans here? Of course not. No Lebanese, no German. Very good. My ex-wife is German, and I'm Lebanese, so our kids are blonde and hairy. And quite anti-Semitic. Come on, shut up. I'm kidding. Of course. They're not blonde. Listen, I hate, because my Jewish friend, he dared me to do this joke. Oh God, I'm gonna get canceled. That's it. I love Australia. I've never been called anti-Semitic in Australia. I have been called a terrorist. Thank you. Thank you all. I think this is the demographic who has called me terrorist. It's been a Cronulla riot started, anyway. No, I love you guys. But I love Australia. Terrorism, it's really weird. If an Arab guy does something bad, it's terrorism. If a white guy does it, it's mental illness. I love how flexible this label is. It's quite flexible. Terrorism is like sunscreen. It's applied differently based on skin color. No, listen, I do have a lot of Jewish friends. Mainly two one of them is an accountant. You have to have him as a friend. But my other friend, Noah, I was chatting to him, and he was telling me, this whole problem with Israel-Palestine, the whole Middle East issue, I feel horrible about the whole thing. You know whose fault that is? Hitler. It started with the Holocaust. If I had a time machine, I would go back in time and kill Hitler. Have you heard that before? People say that a lot. I said, I don't know, Noah, what's your aim? He goes to me, my aim is to save all the Jews from the Holocaust and prevent this whole mess. I said, I don't know, man. I think we can save more. We can save more Jews. He goes, what do you mean? I said, if I had a time machine, I wouldn't go back in time and kill Hitler. I would go further back in time. I would go way back. And I'd go for Abraham. Okay, don't worry. This is going to be okay. Okay. He goes, what do you mean? I said, think about it. If Abraham doesn't exist, then all the Jews would still be born and they would live beautiful, full, rich lives. The only catch is they wouldn't be Jewish. That's the only catch. You know what that means, though? They wouldn't be enslaved in Egypt, or wander the desert for 40 years, or make it all the way north and experience pogroms in Russia and Eastern Europe, ending in a Holocaust. You want to save them from Hitler? With that, I just saved them throughout history, from everything. Isn't that brilliant? He goes, shut up, fatty, you're not funny. You're Catholic. How would you like it if I go back in time and kill Jesus? I said, well, you already did. So what, again? How many public holidays do you want, man? I went, okay, hold on, don't take my Lord's name in vain, by the way. He goes, oh, shut up, I know you. It's 2024, you still believe in Jesus? I said, well, it's 2024 because of Jesus. I'm not a math whiz, but I believe. And I told him, but think about it. There would be no Jesus because he comes from Abraham. And as a result, we also have no Islam. So we're talking no Judaism, no Christianity, no Islam. You know what that means? We're talking no Arab conquests, no crusades, no Spanish Inquisition, no Holocaust, no Saladin, no Aladdin. No Will Smith playing a shitty role of a genie and ruining Robin Williams' legacy. That alone should be worth it. Go back in time and kill someone over. But I potentially save hundreds of millions of people with that. And he goes, I don't know, Fadi. Without these three top religions, and they're like Christianity, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, what would people worship? I said, what we worship now. Taylor Swift. Yeah. In the name of fame, youth, and money. Amen. Guys, I'm Fadi Kassab. Thank you so much. Cheers.
Up next on Jim Jefferies and Friends, Eleanor Gabriel.
My friend went on a date recently with this guy, and he invited her around to Netflix and chill, because apparently people still do that, yeah? And you know what he put on Netflix to get her in the mood? The Jeffrey Epstein documentary.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next comedian coming to the stage grew up in Geelong. She studied musical theatre at NIDA. She now lives in Germany. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the very funny Eleanor Gabriel.
Hi, Melbourne. Are we good? Yes? Single people, where you at, single people? Yeah, I don't know if we're okay? I think individually we're okay, but collectively we're not okay, right? My friend went on a date recently with this guy, and he invited her around to Netflix and chill, because apparently people still do that, yeah? And you know what he put on Netflix to get her in the mood? The Jeffrey Epstein documentary. Like, mates just seeing sexual references like this gonna warm her up? No, right? I don't know, it is hard to date now. I'm in my mid-30s, and there's either no options or too many options, and I was recently in India, and I thought for shits and gigs, I'll just download Bumble, see what was around. So I got on Bumble in Mumbai, and within 4 hours of being on Bumble in Mumbai, I had 19,000 likes. Sorry, 19,000 men liked me. That's insane. I was like, oh my God, am I famous? 19, that's a stadium of men being like, I want to fuck you. Because they're not like, I want to get to know your mom. Like, they're not like that, yeah? It was funny because after India, I went to Bangkok, got on Bumble, 2 matches. And they were Indian. But it's always weird going to India, because it's like me and one other white girl on the plane, and she's going there to do a yoga course. Me, I'm not going for a yoga course. I'm going for intercourse. And so it's nice to be home for a little bit. Because I do miss my family. I miss my family when I live abroad. I miss my parents. So we've decided to do this thing now where we meet abroad, right? We meet abroad somewhere and we have a little family holiday together because my brother gave them grandkids and I can organise an airport transfer. So, which to be honest, same level of skill. That's what we're going for, right? So we went on a holiday last year and I introduced my father recently to Google reviews. Yeah, I haven't heard from him in 6 months, guys. He was like, what? Anyone can leave a review on anything? And I was like, yeah. He's like, right? And then one night I fucked with him. I'm like, Dad, you want to do something cool on Google reviews? He's like, yeah. I was like, Dad, look up Google reviews on brothels. Yeah, you guys want a good night? Look up Google reviews on brothels, ping pong shows, and strip clubs, and you will not be disappointed. Because we put so much importance on men in this society, but you go to those Google reviews and the amount of men in the comments that use their full name and profile photo is genuinely concerning. There's a lot of men not laughing now. They're probably like, fuck, did I leave a review? Fuck, did I do that? I don't know, right? So I introduced my dad to Google reviews. And when you go on holidays with your parents, you have to do the things that they want to do because they're paying for it. And my mum loves water aerobics. She fucking loves it. She loves it. So every time we're on the holiday, we're like in the pool. It's like me and my mum and like 3 other old women in the pool there, right? And I need to also let you know, to set up this story, that my mum has big boobs, like big boobies, right? But I'm not going to say tits because I don't want the men in the audience to think about my mum that way, okay? Right? But she's got big boobs. So she always struggles to find a bathing suit that like locks them down, right? So we're in the pool and the instructor comes over. He's about 20, 21 years of age. And I could tell immediately that this guy was super religious. Probably because he had 3 cross chains around his neck or a massive tattoo that just said Jesus. So he puts on the song that we start dancing to, and it's called Say Yes by Michelle Williams, featuring Beyonce and Kelly Rowland. And it's an amazing song, but the lyrics go like this. When Jesus say yes, nobody can say no, right? When Jesus say yes, nobody can say no, which is really questionable for consent. But also the slogan of the Catholic Church. Sorry, guys. So I'm sorry. I'm not like a religious or a political. I'm not one of those like edgy comedians. I don't do stuff about like, you know, jokes about religion, but I will make jokes about Jesus. I won't make jokes about Jesus, but I will make jokes about Jesus because he sounds hot. So we're in the pool and the track comes on, right? And we're there and we're going full gospel choir. We're like, when Jesus say yes, no. Like we're going fully, right? And I look to my mum and her tit is just out, right? Just like nipple to Jesus at this point. And I look to the instructor. Oh, he's already clocked it. Yeah. And I could tell in his eyes in this moment that he believed, right? He's like, when Jesus say yes, nobody can say no. So then I turn to my mum. I'm like, psst, Mum, your tit's out. And my mum's Italian, so nothing it is done at a low decibel level, right? So she's like, oh no, my tit's out. And the whole pool just goes, and is like staring at my mum trying to shove her tit back in there. Like she's got one bag on Jetstar and she's trying to fit it all in the fucking bag. Everyone at the pool is looking at my mum, except for my dad, because he's on Google reviews. Probably leaving a review like 5 stars. Great tits. Anyway, you guys have been absolutely amazing. My name's Eleanor Gabrielle. Good night!
Eleanor Gabrielle, ladies and gentlemen. All right, that is the end of the show. So the thing is, I'm Australian. I grew up here, right? I have so much love for this country and for all you people. And like the great Peter Allen once said, I'd love to suck every cock in this room. Ladies and gentlemen, good night.